and my company is Skylab. And as you can hear, I don't speak Spanish. So apologies for the next 10, 15 minutes being an English presentation. I'm happy that I'm drawing such a big crowd. So thank you for coming here. Are you ready for the first presentation today? Okay. Okay. My company is Skylab, and we are from Germany. We're a technology company, and there's three things that Germans or Germany is well known for. One is beer. The second one is engineering, and the third one is football. Well, football, I think we can forget that maybe for today, and I don't know, maybe for the next few days. Beer is for later. So let's start with technology now. I'm going to present a little bit about Skylab and our technology. You can ask me questions throughout the presentation. I will answer them quickly, or if you need more time, we can answer them at the ending, or afterwards you can come to me and we can talk about this. So Skylab is about monitoring forests from the air, taking satellite, drone, plane imagery, and analyzing the data to provide 100% of the forest. So instead of we're moving from spot sampling, taking samples and extrapolating, knowing a little bit about the forest, we help you to know 100% of the forest. We do that with our own AI technology. We call it Forest AI, and we have based it in the cloud. So the Skylab cloud provides a service of analysis service from planting, so maximizing seedling survival, weed management, and vitality monitoring, through growth, stocking density, pre- and post-thinning optimization, and continuous health monitoring, through to harvesting. So full inventory of timber or carbon or biomass, harvest planning, and harvest monitoring. We work around the world, so we provide our services to customers worldwide. Our main markets are Oceania, South Africa, North America, and increasingly South America. So we work in Brazil a lot, in Uruguay, and in Chile. And together with our partner RF, Francisco Garcia, he speaks Spanish better than I do, so you can also talk to him. So to provide these services, we have defined products based on our experience with working with forestry customers. So we count seedlings or trees. We analyze the 3D structure of a forest to provide full inventory. And we look at change with satellites over time. So how the forest is changing to find disease, to monitor harvesting, to assess damage, or to find illegal logging, for example. So we move from, we want to eliminate sampling, zero sampling, and give you 100% of your forest so that you can target action and maximize the productivity. That's really what it's all about, maximizing productivity. I'm going to give you a few examples very quickly to show you a little bit how it works. So the seedling counter is really a really good example for this, because when you I was told this works, but you cannot see it. Okay, because it's a light screen. So traditionally, you have sample plots, and then you extrapolate that to find the survival. But that means you are basically blind to the remaining 99% of your forest, and that's what we're changing. So with drone imagery, so for seedlings, they're very small. You need high resolution imagery. So the entire stand is flown by drone by service providers or by our customers, so somebody like IF. And then the data is uploaded to the cloud. We analyze all the data, we count all the seedlings, and then we have the total number of seedlings on the stand. But that's only one thing. You also want to know the variability across the stand, and you want to know why seedlings are failing, and then you can take very targeted action. So in this particular example, the original count with the sample plots was 97% survival, but actually we found that only 82% had survived because they were missing the areas of poor survival, like the red parts are low density, so a lot of seedlings had died there. But what's causing this? So we do additional analysis of weed density. So we can correlate basically that you can see here. So if I go back, the red squares, that's where the wheat is dominant. So the seedlings were dying in those areas, and the wheat took over. So weed management would have been the right course of action. And an additional analysis that we do is the vitality of the seedlings. So we can measure the crown area and can tell you that they are big in that area and small in this area, for example, for fertilization management. This is what it looks like in the cloud. So all of the data are available in the cloud for all of your users, so of the customer's users to see and interact with. You can zoom in and out. You can change the boundaries very easily. It's like Google Maps, Google Earth, very easy to use. You don't need any GIS knowledge for this. And that's the result maps in the cloud, so you can see the density variations and check the different analysis layers, vitality and wheat as well, to understand what's going on. Most importantly, you don't have to stay in the Skylab cloud. You can use all the data and take it into your own systems to then continue your own analysis in your GIS or in your management system. Seedling counting. Now we look at tree counting very briefly. So the same principle, we count the trees based on drone or plane data, and then we provide density maps showing the variations of density across the stand. We can also do that with satellite data now. So this is plane, and that's the same stand in a satellite analysis. We work with Airbus with a new satellite they have with 30 centimeter resolution, so we can do tree counting with this high resolution satellite. And that's this. I really like this example, the use case for tree counting. So especially for thinning operations. This example is from Southern Australia. I will explain very briefly. The target density was 740 stems per hectare. They sent out 2 different guys to do the marking of the trees, one here and one in that part, and the result after thinning looks like this. You can see immediately there's a big difference. On the left-hand side, the density is 775 on average, and on the right-hand side, 720. So here you're 3% under, and here you're 5% over your target density. But not only that, you have a lot of variations. So this is under 680 stems per hectare, and this is more than 800. So really not very optimal. So this stand is losing productivity basically. In the interest of time, I will be quick on this. This is the digital forester, the full inventory, where we work with 3-dimensional data. So from LiDAR or from photogrammetry, from images, you can create a 3D image. And so you can measure the height of the trees, but you can also go to a full inventory reducing the number of sample plots, feeding the sample results into our AI together with a 3D structure, and then we can map out the full volume of the stand. I'm not going to go into any details, but if you want to know more, we can discuss this later. It's a bit more complicated than the other products. And now going to satellite change monitoring. What we do here is we want to find out where the forest is changing, positive and negative changes, and we look at satellite data over time. So we can compare in the satellite imagery what's happening. We don't need any reference data for that. We just look at the information in the data itself. So you can see here, that's a very sad example from northern Germany. A lot of spruce damage a lot of bark beetle damage in the spruce forest. So this guy was losing about 80% of his forest. This shows you a comparison. This is just to convince you of the accuracy, because this image is from a plane flight, and the yellow and red dots show the dead and dying trees. This is the grid map of that counting. And this is the same stand analyzed by satellite. So you can see the same hotspots were found in the satellite analysis as in the high resolution plane analysis. And this was actually done with 3-meter planet scope data. So this is a very efficient tool to monitor your forest health and find hotspots early so that you can take action. That's another example, or that's a concrete example of this in Brazil. In eucalyptus, the red circles are the hotspots of a fungus infection. On 500 hectares, the customer wanted to know where to spray because fungal treatment is very expensive. So instead of spending $50,000, they spent $12,000 on spraying this, and 6 weeks later, the whole stand was basically healthy again. It's coming back now, so we're doing this again right now, and we'll tell them again where to spray. So to finish off, just a couple more applications for the change monitor. So this is harvest operations. So if you're operating harvesting in different areas over time by contractors, you may want to know how much has been harvested since last month and know the total area. So this is what can be done by satellite imagery. The same principle applies for illegal logging. So if you want to know if somebody's stealing wood from your forest, this is a possibility to use. This is an example from Romania, actually, where huge nature reserves, but they are allowed to harvest some, but in other areas they're not. So the green areas are concession areas, and the red are areas where harvesting is happening outside of the concession area. And finally, final example, damage assessment. So after a wind, a storm, or a fire, somebody told me there's no storms in Chile. So there's only wind, but that can be strong enough to damage. But fire is probably the bigger problem. So we can analyze the area that has been damaged, but we can also differentiate the different types of damage. So everything flat by the storm or by the fire, or some crowns still green after the fire, or very little damage. So we can differentiate the levels of damage. So to summarize, our products are about measuring and monitoring. So we reduce the time and costs. So that you can react and in a very targeted way and preserve the forest and optimize the forest. But most importantly, it's not so much about cost savings. It's much more about maximizing the productivity of your forest. So our business model is it's a subscription-based model. So you contract a certain area, let's say 10,000 hectares of seedling counting per year. We price that out. You can use it for the entire year, upload the data, look at the maps, use the data for your own analysis. And of course, the bigger the area, the lower the price. And the longer the contract, the lower the price as well. If you want to test this, feel free, because we're offering a 2-month test period. So we understand that it's a new product, it's a new technology. You want to find out if it works. So you can sign up to the contract and test it for 2 months. And if you don't like it, you just walk away. And if you like it, you continue and you pay. That's a rhyme. Okay. Thank you. So that's it. I invite you to go to skylab.com, skylabglobal.com. You can sign up to the Skylab Cloud, and you can also collect a little voucher or voucher from here. Where if you sign up, you can get 3 auto photos processed for free. So we don't charge you for that. To just see how the cloud works and see some of the results, because even the orthophoto processing is something that we have optimized for forestry. Things can go wrong even there. You can meet me here, or you can meet me later at Pavilion number 1, stand 40, where Francisco and I are happy to talk to you. Thank you very much.
Bueno, buenas tardes. Mi nombre es Francisco García. Yo soy socio y gerente de Agroempresa Forestal. La presentación la voy a dividir en dos partes. Primero, un pequeño resumen de las cosas que hacemos y después la segunda parte, la experiencia que tuvimos este año usando los algoritmos de Skylab. Bueno, Agroempresa Forestal presta servicios en Uruguay, en Chile y en Brasil. Las empresas en Uruguay es Terre, en Chile AF Chile y en Combate en Brasil. Partió el año 2000, o sea, tiene 22 años ya. Me equivoqué. No. Bueno, nuestras actividades básicamente se dividen en tres grupos. Los servicios forestales con soluciones tecnológicas, la venta de insumos, especialidades, en general no genéricos, y desarrollo y venta de equipos. Venta de insumos, nosotros tenemos una alianza con Corteva y en el sector forestal nosotros vendemos Spider, Starane y Garlón. Spider es un producto residual para preemergente y los otros dos son productos que se usan para malezas herbáceas y arbustivas, son sistémicos. Vendemos en todo el sector nosotros a todas las empresas forestales. La otra alianza que tenemos, que representamos a Haifa. Haifa es una empresa muy importante de fertilizantes y en el sector forestal básicamente el producto estrella son los fertilizantes de liberación controlada en el establecimiento. Es un polímero que viene una mezcla química, cada gránulo no es una mezcla física, sino que cada gránulo tiene toda la proporción de elementos y hay un polímero que lo recubre y que va liberando hay formulaciones de 3 a 12 meses. Ahora, particularmente para Chile, desde el año pasado pues, se prepararon, Haifa tiene la flexibilidad se prepararon mezclas de NPK más boro. O sea, viene todo junto, entonces, venta equipos, nosotros tenemos equipos para la aplicación la aplicación de herbicidas o de fertilizantes. También representamos maquinaria para la mecanización de poda. Nosotros estuvimos aquí el año 2013, si mal no recuerdo, con estos equipos. En Chile hoy día hay 3, pero en Uruguay es donde el fuerte de estos equipos, que hay más de 20 trabajando. Y bueno, ahora estamos cotizando por una empresa forestal ahora en Chile. Una empresa nos pidió cotizar equipos nuevos. Entonces, espero que nos vaya bien. Esto es en Forestal Arco, ¿no? Esa foto. Bueno, también otros temas en la aplicación de agroquímicos con dron. Hemos trabajado en Chile, en Uruguay, en Brasil. Hoy día estamos trabajando solamente en Brasil. Y las características básicas trabajamos con precisión centimétrica, con sistema RTK y con vuelos autónomos. Otra actividad importante es el control mecanizado de hormigas. Hay más de 600.000 hectáreas aplicadas, esto básicamente en Brasil. Se controla bajo dosel o antes en el establecimiento. Y se ha generado con todas estas intervenciones, se ha generado una base de datos que nos permite, nosotros vemos todo el historial, porque cuando se va haciendo el control se va tomando todo el historial, se miden se ve el tamaño de los hormigueros, los daños, etc. Y toda esa base de datos permite después poder proponer o prescribir los controles, digamos, a futuro. Con respecto a las hormigas también, ahí estamos en competencia con Albi, con una universidad en Brasil. Tenemos una plataforma que detecta la masa foliar, pero la detección de pérdida en masa foliar cuando el ataque es de hormiga. Entonces, podemos pronosticar para prescribir los controles en las áreas que necesitan. Acá hay un ejemplo de la evolución del ataque si se fijan en un rodal en 3 meses. Este sistema lo estamos ocupando en marcha blanca ahora, pero a fin de año va a estar funcionando la plataforma, 100%. Bueno, nuestra experiencia con Skylab, nosotros o el proceso que nosotros seguimos en realidad, el proceso es, bueno, ustedes se vuelan, hay que volar los rodales con unos ciertos parámetros de vuelo específicos y con un tamaño de píxel X. En este caso, nosotros trabajamos con un píxel muy pequeñito. Después se hacen las ortofotos. Después las ortofotos, normalmente en todas las empresas es necesario actualizar los rodales porque hay diferencias para después correr el algoritmo sobre el marco correcto, que no esté corrido el rodal. Y una vez hecho eso, se aplica el algoritmo de Skylab. Los entregables básicamente son planos. Aquí hubo un problema con los cambios de formato de las presentaciones, entonces, sorry, pero tenían el PowerPoint aquí del 97, parece aquí con eso. Entonces, si se fijan, se cuadricula como mostró Albrecht hace un ratito, y se pueden hacer los rangos de densidades en cuadrículas de 20 por 20 y en los rangos que la empresa quiera. Hay empresas que tienen la meta es distinta, digamos, su tolerancia a tener menos o más densidad. También se entrega la ortofoto de las plantaciones, las coordenadas de las plantas. El año 2022, nosotros en Forestal Arauco hicimos 9.000, casi 10.000 hectáreas de control de densidad. Trabajamos en 6.600 en plantaciones del 2021 y 2.000, casi 3.000 en raleos. Desde raleos a desecho hasta raleos comerciales. Como ven ahí, entre Curepto y, para los chilenos, digamos, entre Curepto y San José de la Mariquina, o sea, en todos los sitios de Chile. Usamos el dron que usamos, fue el mejor dron que hay hoy día, entendemos, disponible en Chile, que es un dron marca Wintra, que tiene una cámara que tiene 42 megapíxeles. Y, bueno, la verdad es que volamos un poco tarde. Esto fue un problema porque por las condiciones meteorológicas, la verdad es que la eficiencia del vuelo no es tan buena. Y usamos píxeles muy pequeñitos, de 1 a 2 centímetros para la sobrevivencia y 5 centímetros para los raleos. Los errores, tuvimos errores el error cuando uno entrena el algoritmo, el que entrena el algoritmo es una persona, entonces la persona le dice, este es un árbol, este es un árbol, este es un árbol, entonces, y el algoritmo va aprendiendo y entonces el error nosotros lo medimos contra lo que ve la persona, entonces se hacen en las ortofotos, hacemos transectos de 50 plantas y en los raleos hicimos espirales porque ahí es difícil hacer de 100 plantas cada 4 hectáreas. Y haciendo ese muestreo, los errores que nos dio fue, como ven ustedes, de menos de 3%, sobreestimación 3% y subestimación 3 en pino y 2,4 en euca. En realidad nos dio 0 con respecto al controlador, al operador. Bueno, los resultados de la evaluación, nosotros, como les decía, trabajamos, no fue una prueba, sino que fue un servicio comercial que se prestó a Arauco. Entiendo que les gustó, no han tenido ningún reclamo, los resultados estuvieron buenos. Los errores súper bajos, o sea, es imposible tener ese error con ningún otro método terrestre. Es importante porque nosotros estamos trabajando con Skylab y ahí fue donde nos juntamos. Nosotros cuando empezamos a ver este tema, probamos distintos algoritmos, pero resulta que Skylab lejos es el mejor para ver plantas pequeñas. Los otros algoritmos no tuvimos los mismos resultados. El algoritmo funciona muy bien. Bueno, nosotros con las 10.000 hectáreas tenemos los equipos entrenados, tenemos digamos, la capacidad para poder, la idea es que este próximo año nosotros hemos visitado a empresas en Chile, en Brasil y en Uruguay. La idea es poder masificar esta tecnología en estos países. Sorry. Bueno, muchas gracias.
Sí, eso necesito uno porque voy a hacer un baño de ceremonia y después se lo voy a pasar a otra persona que va a hablar. Pero él es el primero que presenta. Ya ponle el solapado. A ver. Carlos. Sí. Okay.
Ready?
Yes.